Sports Presentation.
Welcome inside a very loud and ruckus VIU gymnasium. Ryan Waters and Brian Lennox alongside as we get set for the men's gold medal match of the 2018 PACWEST Basketball Championships. We're in for a dandy here. The #1 and host VIU Mariners, 17-1 during the regular campaign, taking on the third-seeded Douglas Royals, and the only team to beat the VIU Mariners this season. And Brian, as we see on our screen, it's going to be loud. It's going to be fun to be part of. For the Royals, they have to weather the storm early on. If they can stay with the Mariners early on, they have a better chance to do well later in the game.
They're a veteran lineup, a lot of fifth-year players, a lot of guys, it's their last chance. They've not gone to the Nationals. VIU's looking on the Nationals for the 4th consecutive year. You're right, if they can weather the first 5 minutes, we should have a competitive game tonight.
There's Grant Campbell. He is one of those senior guys. This team is built for this year. As Brian said, they have a number of seniors that will be graduating after this season. And you got to bring down, it's a David and Goliath matchup. The Goliath being the VIU Mariners, trying to get back to the national championship for the 4th straight year, trying to become the first team in PACWEST history to make it 4 years in a row since the modern era, if you will. VCC, Vancouver City College, did it 7 years in a row, but the Mariners in the modern era trying to make it 4 straight for the first time, I guess ever, as you could say. And now the Mariners will be introduced, led by Agent Zero, if you will, Usama Zaid. 34 points last night in their lopsided semifinal victory over Camosun. And there he is.
Now, most people would consider him maybe the best player ever in the BC College League, and maybe one of the greatest players in the history of the CCAA. I'm not saying a lot because we've had players that have gone on to play CIS, national team, and NCAA Division I.
And as you can hear, it's loud, and this is just the starting lineup. As they'll line up with Usama, Tyrus Barfoot, who's a first-team All-Star, Nick Exelinas. Number 12 is Jared Dorby. And I believe I saw Harry Fail, a rookie out of Australia, as the starting 5 for the VIU Mariners. Douglas will send out Grant Campbell, Reese Morris, Noah Dirapart, Uzuek, Paul Getz, and McKean, who has been outstanding all season long, all tournament long, Ethan McKean.
Well, I look to see how VIU is going to impose their will. They're a great defensive team. If they take Douglas out of their stuff early, it's going to be very difficult. But again, is Douglas going to weather the storm?
Last night, a 91-60 victory over the Chargers. They scored 31 points in the second quarter, did the Mariners. Shot 49% from the field and 48% from downtown. Ridiculous numbers.
They were.
Barfoot, the Mariners using their home white jerseys. Royals in their grays upset Langara last night to get to this gold medal game, as Dorby will hook it in.
You know, last night Dorby had a great game, 12 points, 13 rebounds. He was outstanding down low for VIU.
Here's Grant Campbell, the PACWEST all-time leading scorer in his 5th and final year. His last PACWEST game, he'll drive to the hoop and get it in.
Well, you got the all-time leading scorer in the conference against maybe the best player ever to play. Interesting matchup.
Be fun to watch. Barfoot, Exelinas over there on the left wing. Got Reese Morris on him. Here's Barfoot, very dangerous as he drives, loses the handle, and out of bounds. I find it interesting, the women's Douglas team is here, and they're sitting right beside the Mariners bench to make sure that they get in the ear as much as they can of these Mariner players. They just hope their boys give them something to cheer about.
And they're kind of lonely in that corner right now.
There's McKean now. That one almost a steal. Uswak will get it to McKean. McKean will drive, kick it back to Campbell. Open three. He got it.
And he gets. And again, a veteran leadership here. You would think the 5th-year players aren't going to be too intimidated with the crowd.
Again, weathering the storm, so key for the Royals, especially early on. Barfoot to Dorby. Dorby, the height advantage on Getz. They get the switch. This is Fail. Fail, battle of fives here. He tries to go high window, can't get it to go. And Uswak, so good on the board. Gets his first here of this championship game. winner off to the gold medal game. McKean got away with a travel, I think. Now Getz, Dorby on him. 10 on the shot clock for Getz. Uswak, now Campbell again with Zaid on him. Down low, Uswak trying to use his body to get inside, off Dorby.
One thing I noticed
2 seconds on the shot.
Douglas is very deliberate. Last night, VIU took Camosun out very early out of their offensive sets. Douglas is weathering it much better early on.
Arguably a better defensive team, and they get it to Morris, misses the shot, gets his own rebound. Down low, trying to get Getz, who is slashing towards the net, out of his reach, and a turnover. 5-2 in favor of the visitors, if you will, the Douglas Royals. Their only victory against the Mariners this season, a 78-59 win at Douglas. Exelinas to Barfoot. Barfoot has a strip. Here's Reese Morris. Morris is going to be hacked.
Well, Al Dudridge with the push-off.
Wow.
Douglas called it.
Offensive foul on Morris.
Great hustle by Nick Exelinas on that. You see him here coming up, just making a great effort to knock the ball out of his hand, but they believe the Douglas player pushed off.
So the first on Morris. Exelinas right wing, now Zaid. Zaid slashing to the hoop, somehow maintains control and gets it to go.
He's so tough. What do? You take away his jump shot, he'll drive.
Take that away and he'll hit you with a jump shot. And Morris, a blocking foul, so close to being his second foul of the ball game.
Well, Al Dudridge there with a couple tough calls within a minute.
So that one on Exelinas. And too quick for our cameraman. And Morris will go to the line. Sorry, Brian.
That's okay. It looked like Exelinas was moving on that play. Good take by Morris.
Cameron Johnson, so fast, so good, into the ball game for the Royals coming off the bench, as Getz will have a seat. Johnson in the tournament has 19 points, averaging 15 during the regular season. Remember, this is the third game in 3 days for the Royals. To their advantage, however, the first 2 games played at 3 o'clock, so a little extra rest coming in here for the 8 o'clock start.
You make a good point. They usually only go about 8 deep, so late in the game, will they be a little fatigued? Well, we'll see.
So Morris on the line. His first free throw, no good. And McKean has it. Offensive board. They get it here to Getz. Now Johnson. Johnson kick it back to Uswak. His 3, no good. And Fail skies in for the rebound. Fail, just a rookie, but a tough player. A lot of upper body strength on Fail. Now Zaid. Here's Fail. Pair of 5s with Campbell on him. Zaid, step back 3, and it is no good. Off the back of the rim and out of bounds. And Douglas has it. A lot of crowd here tonight as well.
It's a great crowd. Last night, again, full house, and I think tonight we have even a bigger crowd. Now, Osama Zaid, he's the one player on this team on VIU has green light whenever he's in the front court.
Josiah Mastandrea will come in for the Royals. He has it now, just a rookie, but so good from the outside. Johnson, an outside shot, no good. Paul Getz also back into the ballgame. Now Zaid hustling back down. Osama Zaid, 34 points yesterday. Dorby with an offensive board.
He did that so well last night in the second half especially.
4 points for Dorby early on. And Johnson now to the offensive side. Mastandrea, Morris, Campbell. Bryson Koss getting ready to check in for VIU. Stolen there by Barfoot. Good defense. Barfoot sheds a guy and lays it up and in.
Great Euro step. Tyus Barfoot is a really versatile player. He can play multiple positions on the floor.
Now Campbell. VIU takes the lead 8-7. Now Johnson. Johnson slips, double team, gets it down low. Morris back to Campbell, open look, 3, got it!
Well, he's got an unorthodox jump shot, but they don't give style points on shooting unless it goes in.
8 points for Campbell, 2 threes in the quarter. Zaid with 17 on the shot clock. Zaid from downtown, no good. And Getz with a rebound. Dorby all over him, no call, and here comes Johnson. Mastandrea for 3, no good, back iron and fail another board. Here's Zaid. Campbell tried to swipe that one away, intercepted by Getz. Now Johnson up to Campbell. Campbell wants to attack. Barfoot with the block.
Well, you can see Douglas, they're a very physical team. They're not afraid to take it to the basket. And this first quarter, they're playing very, very well defensively.
It's a good take by Campbell. Good idea going right at Barfoot. Had no chance to set his feet. Campbell will go to the line. Bryson Cox in his 5th and final year will come in. Robert Uzwak also into the ball game. Not a shooting foul for the Royals, so they'll take it on the baseline. Plenty of time on the shot clock, 21 seconds, and Johnson will send it in. If he can find somebody, he finds Nastandria. His shot! A long 2.
Great offensive set off the out-of-bounds play there by Douglas.
Can't leave him open. Just a rookie, but he's getting quality minutes here already in this gold medal game. Early on. 12-8 Royals. Usama tries to dump it down to Dorby, throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, I think Dorby was expecting him to go to the basket on that, and you would think when Usama's got that on the bounce that he's taking it right to the rim.
Isaiah Solomon will come in, and Spale will have a seat.
One thing about Isaiah Solomon I saw last night, he's a great on-ball defender. Another guy that they can bring out to harass the point guards of Douglas.
10 points last night in their victory over Camosa. Nastandria with Cox all over him. That's Getz. Loses his dribble, Nastandria. Back to Campbell, 9 on a shot clock. Campbell long 2 off the front of the rim. Cox will sky for a rebound. And here comes Solomon in those red shoes.
Campbell was looking for the foul there. He took a shot, not a very good percentage shot with Zaid right on him.
Zaid will drive, laid in.
Now that's what you want. I mean, he can really, if he's pressed, he's not making a shot, he can do that against anybody.
Campbell touching his chin. Nastandria now as they set up the play. Johnson 13 on the shot clock. Solomon on him. Kicks it to Nastandria, long 3, and cleared here by Barfoot. Solomon on the right side. Solomon on Johnson, takes it right to the rack, tries to find Dorby, tips it to himself, and gets the call. Nice play.
Great look in by
Dorby. Able to tip it to himself.
Good penetration, look from Dorby inside, and he gets whacked. Anytime you can make a penetration, collapse the defense, and look for your big man, more often than not, you're going to get a foul or going to get 2 points.
Using all 6'7" of his frame, and his first free throw drops in. 5 points in the quarter for Dorby. And his second free throw, good as well. A big man that can shoot free throws.
And that's a bonus because you know he's going to get fouled and go to the line a number of times during the game.
Johnson, now McKean who checks back in the game. That one tipped away by Zaid.
Yeah. Giving a little bit of the business out there. Tell him he's going to pick him up. He's going to be there all night long with him.
Now Johnson will throw it in. Finds Nastandria in the corner. This one
great anticipation
by Zaid. And Zaid brings it back the other way. There's a whistle, however, right in front of the scorer's table. So difficult to hear the whistle.
I think what happened there was he intercepted the ball, but he stepped on the sideline there. So we'll see it right here. Great anticipation. Pulls it down there, and we see he stepped on the sideline. But he is great on-ball defender as well. And I think the coaches would like to see even more of that type of defensive work.
McKean trying to get it in, does to Johnson. 12-12 to score. 3:15 to go opening quarter, gold medal game. Nastandria takes it on the left side. Now McKean down low. Reese Morris.
Great cut.
Nastandria will lay it in. What a pass by Morris.
Excellent. You know, Douglas has weathered the storm. They're running their offense very well. This is a tight game.
One thing that's impressed me all tournament for the Royals is their passing ability.
Yes.
Unselfish play as Dorby gets to the hoop, can't get that to go. And their rebound.
Absolutely. They are a great physical offensive rebounding team.
Johnson will drive. Tries to get it to Yazwick. He can't handle that hot fastball. And right back the other way come the Mariners. Solomon working on Johnson. Tapped away by McKean. And then Solomon loses the handle off Johnson. And 2 subs will come in. Campbell and Getz ready to check back in. And we'll see Brent Christensen for the Mariners for the first time, who wears number 8 in white.
So another all-rookie member is Brent Christensen. It's, VIU is just absolutely loaded with 4 members of their team on the all-conference or all-rookie team.
Speaking of all-team, all-world, Zaid will hop out, take a breath, and Solomon will throw it in. Lestandria will sit down for the Royals as well, as they stack up to the Mariners. Looking to run something, and they get it in the hands of Bryson Cox. Right back to Solomon in the corner. Douglas drops back into his zone. Deflected there by McKee on the shot from Cox. Here comes Morris now. Morris will pull up, give it to Johnson. Johnson streaking right down the middle. Johnson will get it to go in the harm.
And one, he is tough on the bounce. He can really take it to the basket.
So fast, that first step that he has, as he gets it right in the middle, splits the defenders, hangs on to the ball, and gets it off the window.
A California product like Usama Zaid. Tough kid, played in the United States, so you know that he knows how to take it to the basket hard.
His first free throw attempt is good. 3-point play by Johnson. 17-12, Royals the advantage. Here's Christensen, gives it to Barfoot, makes a move. Barfoot gets in underneath, and he's hacked. And Appia will come in for the Royals, a defensive specialist.
Well, it makes Barfoot so difficult. He can play the 3 and the 4 position, and he's just too athletic for most 3s and 4s in this league.
The foul will be issued to Paul Getz. Johnson will come out and have a breath as Appia comes in, Sylvester Appia. In his 4th season at a New West, and there's a body on the floor. It's Dorby. But it's a call on the Mariners.
Dorby tried to set a screen on that inbounds play, and I think what happened there, got caught up with Appia, and referee Al Dudridge called the offensive foul on that.
And this sweeper taking a little extra time. There's the call. Got tangled up, as you mentioned, with Appia.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for Coach Kuzminski. You have the ball, you're inbounding it, and you pick up a foul. Essentially, it's a turnover.
Cedarberg comes in for the first time for the Mariners, rookie, Nanaimo product. Out of Nanaimo District secondary, which is just underneath VIU. Morris is double teamed, they get to Campbell. Campbell will drive, stop, and it's offensive foul.
Yeah, they said he lowered his shoulder.
Good job by Sullivan to take the charge.
And here we go. Here he dips his shoulder right there, kind of a push off.
I don't know. With everything now else has happened in this game, you call that? I don't know about that.
Those are tough calls. Every time a referee will tell you, charging calls are very difficult.
Toporowski comes in the ball game. Shane Toporowski for the Royals, rookie out of Kamloops. Now Bryson Cox with it. Up to Sullivan up top. Sullivan got the switch. Toporowski now. Spin move, nice move, up and under, can't get it to go. And Uswak with another board. Campbell wants to push it. Campbell to Uswak, the trailer, has it knocked away. Appia has it. 15 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Now Campbell. Campbell picks up his dribble. Appia now back to Campbell. 5 on the shot clock, deep 3 for Campbell. Front rim, Christensen will grab it. Not a shot selection for Campbell
deep in the clock, he had to let it go, but that's not the shot they want.
Barfoot gets it in the corner. Baseline jumper, no good. And tipped out of bounds by McKee. Cedarberg missed that shot. 1:01 to go, opening quarter. And that one tipped away by McKean. Good defense by Ethan McKean, the veteran. 5th-year player to Langley, Walnut Grove, what a program that has been over the years.
Absolutely, another program that'll be, I believe, in the 4A championship this coming weekend at Langley Event Center.
So Barfoot will send it in, 12 seconds on the shot clock. And they get it to Sullivan. Under a minute to go, opening quarter. Sullivan, jumper from the elbow, got it.
Well, a player that came in halfway through the year, he's been a valuable addition to VIU.
Now Campbell to McKean on the right wing. Bryson Cox on him. Uswak. Appia down low. That's Campbell. Sullivan on him. That Appia wide open down deep. They just couldn't get to it. McKean along 3, a 4 shot, and Barfoot with the collection.
Well, the last 2 possessions, Douglas has taken some bad shots, in part because VIU is really defending that much better late in this first quarter.
Just less than a second differential between shot clock and game clock. Appia on Sullivan. Sullivan. Cedarberg can't get that one to go. And Appia, as Barfoot came flying through, and Appia is going to be whistled for the foul with 0.8 seconds remaining.
Well, that's a tough one. They're going to go to the line with it in the bonus. Well, that's what aggressive offensive rebounding will do.
The Royals contingent didn't like it very much.
Right here.
There's the shot. Barfoot working his way in. Gets the first free throw to fall. Second free throw is in and out. Uswak with the board, and that's how this one will end. Well, the Royals did a pretty good job to weather the storm, I thought.
Absolutely.
They take a 17-15 lead into quarter time. As the two teams will talk it over, we'll take a break as well. You're watching the 2018 men's gold medal game at the Basketball Championships from PACWEST.
My name's Lucy, and I'm 93 years old. My hobbies are baking, reading, and now jumping out of an airplane.
Hi, my name's Judy. I'm 65 years old, and I love skydiving.
Skydiving has always been on my bucket list, and Judy came along and she said she's doing it. I said, well, let's do it together.
This lady's crazy lately. She just loves excitement.
I hear you're quite the daredevil. Awesome.
I don't scare easy. Not before, not during, not after. It was something I wanted to do, so what's the use of being scared? The sensation coming out, you feel like you're free, you're flying. It's fabulous.
I never wanted to land. I just wanted to fly up there with the birds.
It could become addictive for me.
I'm going to do it again and again and again.
If you just sit there and you feel of your little aches and pains, it gets worse. Go out and enjoy yourself and do something you like.
Welcome back inside VIU. This gold medal championship game. Some highlights from the first period of play. There's Zaid slicing his way through, and then when he gets to the air, he seems to just slow everything down.
Well, he's striking a little bit from the outside. I'm thinking that's what maybe the VIU coaches will like him to do a little bit more, is take it to the basket.
Campbell with a long-range three-pointer there, and then Zaid, his second of the ball game. 4 points for Zaid. Pretty pass inside. And then Johnson knifing his way through and getting it up and in. Here's Grant Campbell now. DePaul gets. So we open up the second quarter. Johnson will fire a three, misses off the mark. And the rebound on the line. Barfoot couldn't handle it, back to Douglas. Campbell led the way for the Royals with 8 points in that first quarter. Johnson had 3. Zaid had 4 for the Mariners. Dorby led the way with 6. Here's Getz. Pardon me, Reese Morris. Now it's Getz. 9 on the shot clock. Campbell will drive. Campbell loses it, gets it back, and lays it in. Grant Campbell. Now 10 points in the ball game.
Oh, he's really tough taking to the basket. You see why he is the leading scorer in the history of this league.
By the way, the Mariners shot 40% in that first quarter. 47% for the Royals. Barfoot from downtown, no good. Johnson skies for the rebound, and Zaid wants to check back in. Next whistle.
Yeah, again, that's not a shot. Well, great defensive play by Sullivan there.
Got tipped away. And now Cox. Cox back the other direction, puts the brakes on. Barfoot. Sullivan. Sullivan will jack a three. In and out. Dorby fighting for the rebound. Good positioning by Getz. And here come the Royals. Johnson back the other way. And that one is whistled. It's a block on Bryson Cox. And Dorby and Zaid will come in for VIU.
Here's Kareem Johnson. He is tough off the bounce, and yes, right there at right leg of Cox caught Johnson.
Cedarburg will have a seat, as will Barfoot. And Johnson to the line.
One thing Douglas does exceptionally well is defensive rebound. They do not give up a lot of second chance opportunities.
First shot from Johnson sinks it. 4 points in the night for Johnson so far. Second free throw good as well. 3 for 3 from the line. Somebody's got Johnson some green socks though. Yesterday he wore blue, tonight he's wearing pink or purple. Team colors are green.
You would think they'd be color coordinated tonight.
Big crowd, big cameras. There's a big shot from Christensen.
That was one of those shots the coaches might say, "What are you doing?" Because he was off balance when he hit that.
Mastandrea, a wild shot. Zaid will bring down the rebound he wants to run. Has Johnson right in his back pocket. Johnson staying with Zaid. His jumper is no good. And a big rebound there by Reese Morris. And here comes Campbell the other direction. Campbell going right at Cox. Campbell up and in.
He's a tough finisher at the rim. And again, I think Zaid should take it more to the basket right now. His jumper's not going.
That three misses as well. Mastandrea will track that down. Campbell's got 12 points early on. Johnson. Johnson picks up a screen from Getz, gets it back to Paul. Getz will fire from three, misses. Bryson Cox.
Well, you can hear Coach Einfeldson yelling out at Getz that it's not the shot he wanted there.
Now Sullivan. To Cox now. Christensen. Christensen back to Sullivan, 10 on the shot clock. Sullivan gonna go right at Morris. His jumper is no good. And Johnson another rebound.
Really got to credit Douglas taking VIU out of their offense right now.
Here's Reese Morris. He will drive and get it to go.
That's it. See, I think what happened is Coach Kuzminski wants to talk this over. He's not happy with what's happened at the start of the second quarter.
25-17 for the Douglas Royals. And they're getting it done inside outside, but I tell you what, Grant Campbell is the quarterback so far in this ball game. 12 points to lead the way, and he's been able to get to the hoop with a couple of nifty moves.
And they're dictating the pace here. Here we see Campbell taking it to the basket. Who is going to impose whose will? Right now, Douglas is imposing their will. They're rebounding the ball exceptionally well. They're running their offense. They're taking VIU out of what they want to do offensively.
A few highlights from Grant Campbell. The all-time leading scorer in the PACWEST drops that one in, and then he drives here.
They're finishing with either hand at the basket, something all kids should learn when they're in the early stages of their development.
Nice thing about Campbell, too, he's going right at Bryson Cox, who is taller, 6'3" Cox. Campbell is 6 feet. But it's that wily veteran, Grant Campbell. Mind you, Cox in his 5th and final season as well.
Yeah, he's the only fifth-year player on EIU this year. And of course, we've talked about Douglas with 5 of their guys in their last game if they don't win tonight.
It's pretty scary to look at the VIU roster. But yeah, they lose one guy. And they finished 17-1 this year.
Perpetual powerhouse.
That's Zaid.
That's what we want.
6 points for Usama.
See a couple of those go down, get more confidence, and then back take an outside shot or two.
Now Johnson slowing things down, gets it inside to Morris. Working on Barfoot. He's got the height advantage. What a move by
That's a hook.
Morris, but yeah, that'll be his second foul, and both offensively.
Well, the referee said he hooked him on the post move, and he did. He took his right arm, swung it around.
And he'll come out right away with his second foul.
He's got
just the one?
Solomon. Yeah, he's got the Solomon on, but he sold that well. He hooked his right arm around Isaiah Solomon there.
Coach Kuzminski, the head coach of the Mariners, right away saying to the bench he's got to have more than one. They only show one on the score clock. That's where the argument came from. But the scorer's table says no. He does have two. This one off, fail, and out of bounds, and Royals will have the ball back.
Well, there's an example of Douglas. They have a foul, they come right back, great defensive set, force VIU into a turnover.
McKean had Barfoot jumping, then had a big smile on his face. Now Campbell. Up top to McKean, has Sullivan fly by and hits a three, McKean!
Oh, they're feeling it right now. Douglas certainly not intimidated at all being here. And we've got a really good game tonight.
McKean had some massive three-pointers yesterday against Langara. Double team, Dorby. Dorby loses the handle, and here comes Campbell. Campbell back the other direction. Campbell somehow gets it in between two Mariners, and then Uswak will clean up the offensive board. Johnson, 7 on the shot clock. Johnson to the hole, loses the handle. Uswak will send it to the stands. And Mariners get the ball back, down 28-19.
Well, Joel Einfeld told the coach of Douglas, that's one of those you want. You're going to take this game above a double-digit lead. It's one of those kind of benchmarks in a game for a team.
Fail, back to Barfoot. Barfoot hands it over to Zaid. Zaid will slice towards the hoop, try to get to Dorby. Does.
Great
Dorby!
pass. Great pass. And I think right now that's where Osama's more effective, either taking and finishing or draw the defender and dishing off. We'll see right here again. He's penetrating, draws a couple defenders, nice catch, and finish.
You have to have a big man with hands to run that play, and Dorby displaying that he does have the hands necessary. Dorby's free throw is good.
Well, we have a massive swing. It could have been 10, 11 points. It's back to a 6-point ball game.
I'll tell you what, Dorby, 3 attempts at the free throw line, hasn't touched the rim yet. Right through the cylinder. Pretty good for a big guy.
Absolutely.
McKean now.
We're looking at post-up Johnson here.
8 on the shot clock. Kicks it back out to Campbell. Campbell to McKean. 3 on the shot clock. Better hurry. Gets the shot off. Can't get it to go, and Dorby skies for the board.
Last 2 defensive sets for VIU, really good.
Zaid wants to go on McKean. His three-pointer no good, back iron. Johnson will tip it to Campbell, but a foul, I believe, on Sullivan. Trying to get the rebound on top of Johnson.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's almost outside shots, not foul. You don't want to tell him not to take it, but right now you think maybe he'd best be served, take it to the basket, get a little bit of confidence, see the ball go through the hoop a couple times on his drives and penetrate, get Dorby some more touches and catches down low.
All that said, you got to give credit to the Royals defense.
No question, they have been really good. They have really dictated the pace and tempo tonight. They've taken VIU out of a lot of what they want to do, especially with their high ball screens.
Reese Morris going to come back in the game with 2 fouls. Sullivan will depart with 2 fouls. Getz will have a breath for the Royals. Now that Morris is back in, and here comes Campbell. Campbell was 8 on him to McKean. McKean working on Christensen. Veteran versus rookie here. Gets it down low. This is Morris. Morris a little baby hook. Got it to go.
Good post-up, good action, good old school jump hook.
4 points for Morris in the ball game. Now Barfoot to Zaid. McKean on him. McKean took the bump. I think that's a foul offensively on VIU.
Yeah, I think he's calling Osama Zaid on a push-off. Right here again, I think he dips his shoulder a little bit right there. And that's what they got him on.
Yep. Lestandria will come back into the ball game for the Royals as Johnson, quality minutes for Cameron Johnson coming off the bench. I can't imagine he'll be on the bench for very long. And now Campbell. Little push off there, no call. Physical play. They get it to Morris. Morris, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Morris kicks it to Campbell. Campbell in the corner. Uswak with a 3, no good. Battling for the rebound, it's Barfoot. Gets it to Zaid, who loses the handle. Now it's Uswak right to the hoop and gets the hard.
Well, that's a tough break for VIU. They had secured the defensive rebound. Douglas offers a little pressure, a turnover, and they end up getting a foul and going to the foul line.
Great hustle by Uswak.
You'll see right here, he secures it, he passes off. He didn't see the Douglas defender.
Good defense. It's Uswak. Forces the turnover, gets it, then goes hard to the hoop, and now he finds himself on the line. First free throw is a miss, a rare miss for Noah Uswak. And we're going backwards there in time. Swag, his second free throw, in and out. So he misses both critical free throws. Inside, Dorby gets the step.
He had great position there, great feed.
Now Campbell gets by Zaid. Campbell floats to the hoop and gets it to go.
Well, Zaid went for the steal at the top of the key, didn't get it. Campbell takes it right to the basket.
Fail now. Christensen on the corner. Christensen looking to try to get to Dorby. Dorby wants it bad, but he's got Uswak all over him. He's got it now. 7 on the shot clock, kicks it to the corner. That's Fail, his 3, no good, back iron, and Appia an easy rebound.
But that wasn't what I think they were looking for. Again, that Dorby had been effective inside. I think they really wanted to get him the ball.
Appia on the right wing, Reese Morris. Morris will drive baseline, can't get it to go. Zaid with the board. Morris had the step, had a pretty good look. And now a foul underneath. That might be on Uswak. Him and Dorby were battling.
Down low, a little pushing.
And Getz will check in. Uswak will go have a rest. That's his second on Noah. 17 seconds still on a shot clock for VIU. Plenty of time. 32-24. Royals with the lead. And they get it into Barfoot in the corner. Now to Zaid. Zaid will drive, gets to the paint, takes a bump, no good, and Morris a rebound.
They're really defending Zaid very well tonight, forcing him into some tough cut looks.
Appia wide open underneath.
Well, that had to be a defensive mistake. You can't leave anybody in this game wide open under the basket.
Campbell spotted him. Now Barfoot. Barfoot's going to drive, falls down, and a whistle. A blocking foul, I believe, on Reese Morris, and that's number 3 on Morris, and that's trouble.
Yeah, it's always difficult. You'll leave some in. Usually the rule the coaches abide by is you got 2, you take them out, but sometimes you can't get them out soon enough. In that case, I'm sure they would have liked to take him out. Now they got no choice with his 3rd foul.
Toporowski, Johnson, and McKean back into the ball game for the Royals. Barfoot knocks down his first free throw.
I think Ty's got to do the same sort of thing that we were talking about Usama. Take the ball to the basket. He's a great athlete and a tough cover for anybody on Douglas.
Second free throw is good as well. 8-point lead now for Douglas.
A little 2-2-1 here by VIU.
Campbell will send it across to Getz. Now Johnson. Johnson to spin around and met with a double team. Rejected there by Dorby. Now Fail will come back the other direction. Nice crossover by Fail.
Tough Aussie by the looks of him. He might have played a little Aussie rules football when he was a kid.
Campbell to McKean. Had Barfoot in the air again. Barfoot's going on first move. McKean from way downtown. Offensive rebound for a moment. Getz has it stripped, and here comes Fail. Johnson right on him. Fail. He's going to drive baseline, kick it back to Barfoot. Barfoot thought about a 3, had Getz going the other way, and it's stolen here by Johnson, who's bumped by Barfoot. And it's going to be out of bounds to the Mariners.
Well, Johnson was looking for the push on Barfoot there, but you can't hope the referee's going to make the call.
Uswak will come back, and here's the call. Johnson.
He might have bumped him, but, might not have. It's one of those, did he buy it or did he sell it?
Royals call a timeout right in front of the VIU Nation. It's awfully loud down there on the floor. 34-28 the score. And here's some highlights to pass along.
Where you see right here,
McKean, so good from behind the arc.
and this is what I think, Gary, that earlier we talked about driving to the basket, drawing the defender, hitting Dorby.
And now inside, that's Reese Morris, but he's in foul trouble now with 3 fouls. And Zaid getting it inside. Dorby had great position there.
Yeah, anytime a post player got that kind of position, you got to give it to him.
But how about Grant Campbell?
He is outstanding taking the basket. And again, you can't leave somebody open like that.
Appia, the recipient of that one, and then Fail. Nice crossover. Gets to the hoop and lays it in.
Oh, good head and shoulder fake along with that crossover. Very well, but grew up in Australia, which is, we don't think of it, but they're a basketball nation as well.
VIU Nation, body paint and all. And out of the timeout, Mariner basketball underneath the Douglas hoop. And Fail, his job is to get the ball in to somebody. Referee talking things over with Zaid. A lot of jawing going on down there, I would imagine.
Absolutely, you're telling each other how good you are.
Dorby is stripped, but a foul.
Excellent cut, excellent set right off the inbounds play there.
Gets trying to plead his case. He whistled for a foul. Forgets that's his second.
Well, they just failed to, and that's one of those where, you know, you just can't, you have to, all you men, you can't leave your guy open for a second on an inbounds play like that.
Aaron Samra back in, or go into the game for the Royals. First time we've seen him, a fifth-year senior, 6'7". That's the first miss for Dorby from the line.
Well, I think right now Joe Ingelson's trying to buy some time with his bigs that have 2 and 3 fouls with 1:23 left in the first half.
Second free throw rattles home.
See this 2-2-1, they're just trying to take Douglas, give him a different look. Right now, they got him in trouble on the sideline with that kind of pass.
Uswack, now McKee. 15 on the shot clock for Campbell. We'll hand it here to Johnson. Campbell gets it back. Campbell wants to drive on Christensen. Now McKean has Barfoot flying through the air. McKean's shot is good!
You know, great fundamentals. Get your defender off his feet with the head and shoulder fake, and he's done that about 3 or 4 times.
Barfoot is bitten every single time. Might as well keep going back to it if you're Ethan McKee.
Well, you know, you want to get up. You know the scouting report. You know the guy can shoot. You know, I see the crowd getting in with Kareem Johnson. I don't know. As a coach, hey, let the crowd do their thing. You got to do your thing in between the lines.
There's Fail now. Has Johnson on him. Fail trying to get to Dorby. And Samra will foul him.
Well, you know, tough defense, Ryan, but the problem is you send him to the line.
Dorby heading back to the charity stripe in his 4th season. Dorby's been good. He was 1 for 2 just moments ago. His free throw is no good here. Dorby's cooled off all of a sudden. Had his first 3 go right through the cylinder without touching rim.
Tight games, these points are valuable.
That one connects. 47 seconds to go. They got
a little
Campbell
trapping
trapped.
action.
Johnson has it now. He gets past Christensen. Campbell right to the rack. Can't get it to go. Uswack with an offensive rebound. And now Zaid will collect it. Zaid will bring it across. Referee's letting them play in that transition. Zaid loses the handle. Gets it back. 13 on the shot clock for Usama. Getting down to Dorby. Samra on him. Dorby misses the handle. Now they find Fail. Throws up an air ball. And the Douglas ladies will let him know. 12 seconds on the clock for Campbell. The lead is 7. Royals looking for more. In the corner, McKean gets it to Johnson at the buzzer. Johnson misses.
Oh, VIU was a little fortunate there.
And here at halftime, the Douglas Royals, the 3 seed, the only team to beat the VIU Mariners this season, will hold a 7-point lead going into halftime, 37-30. We'll step aside, be back with some first half stats and some highlights. You're watching the men's gold medal game, the PACWEST Basketball Championships.
What's this? Dream mode. Takes pictures of what your subject is thinking. Warning, pictures are a personal violation and may lead to extreme misunderstandings. that is worth the risk. Sweet, it works. I gotta find someone else to test this out on.
Oh, Matt, you don't stand a chance, ever. Speak of the competition. Hello, Matt. I was just picturing you.
How did I look? Heroic or gentlemanly?
Let's just say good enough to hit on.
Yeah, I'm trying out a new camera setting. Care to be my model?
Oh, sure. Give me 10 minutes to get ready.
No problem. I'll see you at Bowen Park.
Okay, I'll see you there. Hi, Matt.
What the? Holly? What are you thinking about right now?
Oh, just about how well we connect on the show.
Ouch.
Not a good picture?
Not my favorite. Holly, you feeling a little competitive today?
No more than usual. Why, do you want something a little bit more intense?
No. This has been fun.
Here. Smile. Weird.
Uh-huh. I want some ice cream. Chocolate ice cream. It's soothing ice cream. Happy ice cream. Yeah, let's go do that.
Okay. Hey, Matt.
Yeah?
How come in that picture you're on the ground, curled up and crying? Just a question. Just wondering.
Former 1980s pop star Derek Schmaltz is back. He's best known for his epic 10-minute love ballads and such radio hits as Girl, I Think You're Radical and I'm Quite a Guy, just like Magnum P.I. Today, his appeal is much more selective as he performs his songs his way without a shred of dignity. Derek Schmaltz, pop icon.
I started writing songs again and I wanted to bring back in my backup singers from the 1980s, but they're quite elderly now, really. And so one's playing bingo and one threw her back out. So I found some beautiful ladies instead, but they turned me down initially. Then I offered them a lot of money. This is called wake surfing. Wake surfing across the waves.
Across the waves.
I'm trying to stay on my feet.
On my feet.
But I'm falling. It's too bumpy.
Too bumpy.
I like to wake surf, wake surf, wake surf, wake surf, yeah. I like to wake surf, wake surf, wake surf, wake surf, yeah. Babes watching from the beach.
Hey, Derek.
They're wearing their bikinis.
Bikinis.
Hey, ladies, look at me.
Look at me.
I like to look good when I'm hanging 10. I like to look good, I'm a surfing man. Wakeboarding across the waves.
Across the waves.
There's a boat in front of me.
In front of me.
Now I'm doing a 360.
360.
I like to wakeboard, 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 yeah. I like to wakeboard, 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 yeah.
Derek Schmaltz. on.
Welcome back inside a very loud and raucous VIU gymnasium. Brian Waters and Brian Lennox. Brian Lennox, Ryan and Brian. That's where I got mixed up. It is 37-30, Douglas with the lead. Some pretty impressive shots, good defense back and forth. Let's check out some of the highlights of that first half between the Royals and the Mariners.
Well, what jumps out is Campbell, 14 points that first half. He was great taking it to the basket. Also hit one outside shot, but, he was really dictating the offensive flow for Douglas. Usama, who had 34 last night, struggling. He only has 5 points in the first half. They're really doing a great defensive job, Douglas that is, on Usama Zaid.
14 points for Campbell. There's 3 of his, and then Zaid will get it to the hole and drop it in. Dorby's been very good. Johnson, sometimes out of control, but when he does get it in, it looks very pretty. There's Campbell again, pair of his 14. And McKean, if he can start heating up from long range for Douglas, it could be a long night for the Mariners.
Absolutely, and there's a guy I think that kept them in this first half. Remember, they're down by 7. Dorby had 13 points in the first half, and without his scoring, they might be down by a lot more.
The majority of his work done from the free throw line as well. And again, Campbell, he's been the key cog. Good pass there to Appia for his only basket of the first half.
VIU, a team that averages 90 points a game, being held to 30 points.
But again, the defense. And they've mixed up the zone and the man-to-man. There's McKean again from downtown. McKean's a guy that likes to get involved with the talk, to the chatter back and forth. Him and Zaid have been going back and forth. So it'll be fun to watch. There's just 20 minutes left on the floor. We'll see how the Royals and the Mariners match up and what kind of changes the coaches have been able to come up with here at halftime. The Royals lead the Mariners 37-30. We're coming back with the second half of the men's gold medal championship game from the PACWEST.
Goalie's dead, and I've been framed for murder.
Extreme Joe, open up. Police.
I'll be right out.
Oh, owie, my shoulder. Just couldn't leave him to the law, eh? Your days of vigilante justice and unnecessary roughness are over, Extreme Joe. Nice coat.
The breeze smells foul in the streets of Sports City. Goalie's alive. I can feel it. This is nothing more than a trap. Not just a trap, a thoughtfully contrived strategy to lure me deep into the goalie's merciless crease. He thinks he can stop the locker room, but I will prevail. It's time to prove to my friends that I'm worth something.
Get in. I know where he's hiding.
We drive to the crease in Old Town, a backwards place where the goalie is a role model and the games have no officiating. I was glad to have Holly on my team.
Wow! We don't get too many celebrities around here. Hi.
We're looking for the goalie.
Eyes to the stage, pilgrims. He's just warming up.
Got it?
Yep. walk down the right alley in Sports City, and you can find anything.
Former 1980s pop star Derek Schmaltz is back. He's best known for his epic 10-minute love ballads and such radio hits as Girl, I Think You're Radical and I'm Quite a Guy, just like Magnum P.I. Today, his appeal is much more selective as he performs his songs his way without a shred of dignity. Derek Schmaltz, pop icon.
Men do crazy things in life to attract women. This is a song about this one particular guy. He's a bit of a nerd, really, and he's afraid of heights, but he decides he's going to try adventure sports to impress a girl. It does have some consequences. It's called You Want to Tie Me to a Zip Line. You say I am falling. There's nothing to do. You like rock climbing. I like to stay home playing Clue. You want to tie me to a zip line. You want me to go bungee jumping with you. Tie that harness to me tightly, or otherwise we'll both be screwed. You say let's Monkito. Tell me what the heck is that? Oh, holy Toledo. If we fall, we'll both go splat. You want to tie me to a zip line. You want me to go bungee jumping with you. I regret eating all of those tacos because of I just threw. You want to tie me to a zip line. You want me to go bungee jumping with you. I'll do it and love every second, because I'm so in love with you.
Derek Schmaltz, pop icon.
Welcome back to the men's gold medal game, the PACWEST Basketball Championships. 37-30 for the Douglas Royals coming out of halftime. What kind of adjustments will both teams make? They've got 20 minutes to figure it out. And one team, the winner, is going to the national championship. Only one team from the PACWEST will be going. Earlier we saw the women Capilano Blues punch their ticket to New Brunswick. Which men's team will go? VIU has been there the last 3 years. Douglas hasn't been there since 2008. They just happened to win the championship in 2008 as well. So the last minute here of halftime, 37-30 the score. Keep in mind the shooting for the Mariners hasn't been all that good. They haven't hit one outside three-point shot. They're 0 for 7 thus far. The Douglas Royals, 44% from the field, 25% from downtown. The Mariners, 38% from the field, but as I mentioned, 0 for 7 from downtown. They haven't got much production from their bench either, just 4 points from VIU's bench, 11 from the Royals. But again, the story has been Grant Campbell, 14 points, 4 assists, and has caused havoc with that Mariner defense. And this is a Mariners team who hasn't played from behind all that often this year, so we'll see how they can adjust with some adversity that they'll have to come out in their home gym with 90% of the fans cheering for them. We'll see how they come out here in the second half.
Usually the first 5 minutes of the third period, third quarter are so important. Coaches emphasize that so much. Come out strong in those first few minutes.
So the Royals will send out Getz, Uswak, Morris, McKean, and Campbell, their veteran lineup. Exelinas, Fail, Zaid, Dorby, and Barfoot, the 5 starters for the Mariners. And here come VIU. Exelinas on the left wing, Morris on him. Morris has got 3 fouls, he's got to be careful. Zaid from downtown, no good. But Dorby battling for an offensive rebound. Still anybody's ball, and Morris finally collects it. Good start defensively for the Royals. Here's Campbell to McKean. Gets 12 on the shot clock. Gets will pick it up now. Campbell, 14 in that first half. Campbell with 7 on the shot clock. Campbell stuck cross court. This is Getz, 3 on the shot clock, down low. Uswak just beat the shot clock. Oh no, the referee says no. Did not beat the shot clock. I don't know. So you can't even hear the shot clock.
Nobody could hear it. And I think the referees there paying attention to the clock above the backboard.
And Barfoot will send it in for the Mariners. So good defense on both sides of the ball early on here in this second half. Fail, the Aussie will bring it over. Barfoot now. The Mariners trying to solve this defense of the Douglas Royals. Dorby now Fail. Fail with Uswak on him in the corner. Exelinas back to Fail, 5 on a shot clock. Fail, step back, fade away, no good, didn't hit anything. And Campbell will recover, and here he comes. Well, the first few minutes of this third quarter are so important. Nobody's hit a shot yet.
Well, the defense continues to be really tight on both sides.
Down low, Getz. Back out to, well, that is Getz, pardon me. He hit the 3! Paul Getz.
Well, VIU
first points.
They went to double team in the post and left Getz out open at the top of the key.
His first points of this gold medal game. Now they get down low. Zaid wants to post up on McKean. Zaid using his muscles, gets his offensive rebound and will drop it in.
Well, you know, not a bad decision. Get him down low, and he also rebounds the ball exceptionally well. They're almost 7 a game.
8 points for Zaid in the contest. McKean, Exelinas on him. They get to Uswak. Now Campbell. Morris down low, Zaid on him. Morris backing him in. Morris, a foul. 2 shots for Reese.
Well, showing the versatility of Zaid, trying to guard one of the Douglas post players there. You see him right here, he's got an arm on him, just maybe a little hook, but then Zaid went in for the cookie jar and he got cut.
Morris has got to be careful. He was whistled for 1 hook already, and Morris is looking right in that VIU Nation.
Yeah, being serenaded, and he has a response.
That's the ultimate response right there. Knock down your shots. Now the referee telling them to back up as well. Our poor cameraman is right in the middle of that. As they are trying to disrupt the rhythm of Morris. And he misses that one, and Dorby with the board. Exelinas now to Fail. Fail brings it across, met there by McKean. Here comes Barfoot. Barfoot, how did he not travel?
Well, big Euro step there, but I think he needs to be a little bit more on balance.
The Euro step includes 4 or 5 steps. Now McKean. Here's Usbach. Down to Campbell with Zaid on him. Campbell in the post. Uswak trying to back his way in. Good defense. And Zaid collects the board. Barfoot falls down. Here comes Zaid now. Zaid. So good with the basketball. Back and forth. No shot, says the referee. A foul on the sideline. Campbell will be whistled for the foul.
Well, Zaid gets guys in the blender when he's doing that. Crossover, 2-stepping. Looking for his opportunity, probing, trying to get to the basket. And I think that's where he's so effective. And if the shot's not falling, I expect him to do more of that in the second half.
Reese Morris will have a seat as Johnson checks back in for Douglas. And Barfoot will send it in. Exelinas, pardon me, will send it in. Looks like a 2-3 zone for Douglas. Zaid from downtown, no good off the back iron. But Dorby an offensive board, but couldn't hang on. Dorby had the positioning. Now Campbell right to the hoop. Spin move. Grant Campbell with a move.
It's just a little bit of a danger point right here. It's an 11-point lead for Douglas.
16 for Campbell on a pretty move. Down low to Dorby. Dorby had position. Couldn't get to go. And Uswak with a big rebound. Johnson wants to go right at the hoop. Kicks it back out. McKean for 3. Air ball. And a foul on Paul Getz, a little too aggressive. As Barfoot had good positioning. Exelinas will check out. Bryce Cox will check back in. That's a third on Getz.
Yeah, well, Getz looking around. He reached over and grabbed Barfoot.
Getz and also Reese Morris each with 3 fouls, 2 starters. And this one's stripped. Campbell strips Zaid. Campbell will slow things down. Now Johnson. Johnson to Getz. Getz will try to drive on Dorby. Has it stolen by Barfoot. Quick hands by Barfoot. Out of bounds, and Mastandrea will check back in for Douglas, and McKean will have a breath.
When you're going to the basket, you better take it strong because there's a lot of chopping going on. Sometimes they get a little bit of flesh, but often they're getting the ball.
They get it here to Cox. Now Barfoot. Zaid. In the corner, Barfoot. Barfoot, a left-handed shot, no good. Off Johnson, but Uzwak is there.
Douglas making it difficult for VIU to get anything easy offensively.
A foul on Fail as him and Getz were battling. And Reese Morris is going to check back in. And Getz will have a quick rest. That's a second on Fail.
Right there trying to set a ball screen. Fail wants to go through it, showing maybe a little bit of the Aussie rules football background. I'm not sure he has that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Now Campbell. 15 on the shot clock for Graham. Here's Johnson, back to Campbell. Campbell and Johnson playing catch, 5 on the shot clock. Cross court, Campbell. Campbell will step away from Zaid, blocked by Zaid. Morris gets it back. He will shoot at the buzzer, but a time count violation.
Well, I think what Coach Einfeldson wanted was Mastrandri on the baseline on the right side. They had a screen for him for that corner 3. Again, good defensive set there by VIU.
Here comes the Aussie. Now they get it to Zaid. Down low. That's Dorby, double team. Johnson with the quick hands has it stripped. Who has it? It's a jump ball. Johnson and Dorby battling for it, and it's Royal basketball.
Great team, double team. That's a double team, comes down from the top side, creating an opportunity to steal a ball. They're not really looking to steal it, but making it difficult. So here they are. Dorby, Kareem Johnson comes down. It's a double team, Cameron Johnson, excuse me. And they're a loose ball, both players on the floor.
Johnson didn't have a hand on it, but he had a head on it. That's what gets the whistle.
Douglas is playing some outstanding defense.
Sometimes you got to use every piece of your body. Here's Johnson, he'll get it to Campbell. 17 on the shot clock. Here's Reese Morris, he's in trouble, kicks it back out. A foul, however, in the key. This foul looks like it's on Dorby. That's his second. 3rd team foul. And now Solomon will check in, Fail will check out. And the Royals have 14 on the shot clock as Campbell will send it in. They send it to Johnson. Cross court. Mastandrea will get it inside. That's Reese Morris. His jumper, no good. And Solomon will tip it to himself, and here he comes. Solomon trying to work his way in, kicks it back out to Bryson Cox in his 5th season. Cox, an off-balance shot, no good. Zaid with an offensive rebound.
Yeah, he's a great,
knock it in.
We've talked about it. He's a great rebounder.
I don't know if you can call that an offensive board because it didn't touch anything. It was more of a pass by Cox, right?
Might call it an alley-oop.
Campbell can't get it to go, but Reese Morris with an offensive board and sends it back in. Great job by Morris. Now Zaid. Zaid from downtown. He hit!
He gets it going. Look out. Got one to drop now. Let's see what happens after that.
2-3 zone by VIU. Here's Campbell. Campbell was 8 on him. Mastandrea from downtown. No good. Reese Morris fighting for the board. Uswak has a rebound. Has it stripped by Sullivan. Players on the floor. It'll be Royal ball.
Well, one of the things, if VIU does go into this 2-3 zone, Douglas is a great rebounding team. It's very difficult to rebound when you're playing in that 2-3 defense. And right here, ball out. He was looking for a call, not getting it. Ball's loose, and I think went off Solomon.
Great hustle by both teams. McKean back in, as is Paul Getz. Campbell will have a breath. And Uswak as well, speaking of rebounding. Maybe the best in the PACWEST. Former member of the Quest Commodities, came over to Douglas for his final season. Johnson trying to find somebody, finds Morris wide open, who will lay it in.
Oh, great set, but you can't let that happen on an inbounds play like that. Not in a game like this.
Reese Morris finding the open spot. And a great pass by Johnson. Cox now loses dribble, back to Zaid. Zaid will drive. Usama Zaid will lay it in.
Now he's got it going a little bit now.
9 points in the quarter for Zaid. McKean. The high elbow, they said Mastandrea will answer with a three.
You've got to locate the shooters in a zone. You have to tag up on those guys, and I'm sure VIU knows that, but hey, any space, he can squeeze it off.
Barfoot at the top. Now the hand to Sullivan. Zaid with Johnson on him. That's a good matchup. Zaid a jumper. No good with Morris coming over to double team. Mastandrea lost his dribble, gets it to Getz. Right back.
Brought the double team late there.
Getz wants to jack it three. Got it! Paul Getz, his second three of the quarter. He's got 6 in the game. And it's 53-39 Royals.
Well, you would think maybe Coach Kuzminski looking for a timeout, but he's waiting.
Zaid with a couple of nifty moves offensively, slashes to the hoop and gets it to go. Osama Zaid. He's been the offense in this quarter. No one else has got a bucket. It's been all Zaid. 11 points in the quarter. Johnson slowing it down. He's got Speedy Zaid on him. 9 on the shot clock for Johnson. Better do something and hurry. McKean wants to jack a three from long and hit! 3 straight three-pointers for the Royals.
They're jacked up. That was a deep three. That was from NBA range. And I think Matt Kuzminski is worried. This is a 15-point game now. He's not getting much offense other than Usama Zaid.
And the women Royal there on your screen. And some fans as well chanting and cheering. And they are in the ear of the bench of the Mariners. And there's the Douglas Royals. 3 consecutive three-pointers by 3 different guys. And they are feeling it here.
So right here, Campbell probing, bending, looking. And again, tough, taking it to the basket. So that's that set where they just, VIU had a really good defensive series there. And Zaid, great rebounder again. At 7 a game, he's one of the top 10, 12 rebounders in the league.
Zaid hit from 3.
Now he can't be the only one. As great as he is, he can't be the only one that does it for VIU in the offensive end. Tyus Barfoot, Dorby, they got to contribute as well. And I think Bryson Cox is going to be needed to get a couple shots as well.
And there's a series of threes from the Royals as Getz hits that one. And Zaid will drive here. It's been all Zaid for the Mariners offensively.
Well, here's where you got to tag up on the shooters. I mean, as good as that's really deep. You got to know who are the shooters when you're playing in a zone.
And coming out of the timeout, Mariner basketball, under 2 to play, third quarter. Sullivan, look at it to Barfoot. Barfoot wants to jack a 3, in and out. And the rebound here by Mastandrea. And he'll get it over to Campbell. Campbell sends it to McKean, who moments ago hit a giant three-pointer to force a timeout called by the Mariners. Now gets 10 on the shot clock.
What they are doing is Douglas, sorry, they're being delayed on their offensive set here. Now they're taking a deep, deep 3.
Misses that one, hits the back of the backboard. And now Zaid. Zaid doesn't have numbers, but it's Usama Zaid. Zaid will drive and gets fouled. Grant Campbell got him with a push-off with 1:11 remaining third quarter. That's on Campbell.
Yeah, you got him here. He's got it on the roller skates, and he's so tough, so physical taking you to the basket.
That's the third on Campbell. So Campbell, Getz, and Morris all with 3 fouls. Ball on the ground, and it will be Mariner basketball.
Well, Solomon tried to bounce it off one of the Douglas players because it didn't appear to be anybody open. He just saw that they weren't looking at him. You look right here. He bounces it off Campbell. You've seen this done a few times. It almost worked. VIU's lucky to retain possession on there.
Campbell let his back turn. Johnson comes in for Campbell as the Mariners stack it up. And now the referee chatting.
I think he might be talking about the chatter. Maybe he's had enough.
Mariners stacking it up. They get it to Zaid. Zaid wants to drive, kick it back to Sullivan for three. No good. And Dorby and also Johnson fighting for a rebound. Uswak comes away with it, and it's off Zaid.
Well, you know, you wonder if VIU is squeezing it. Other than Zaid, there's just, again, nobody has really scored here for VIU late in this third period.
Zaid will come out. Christensen will check in. So there goes all the offense of the Mariners. He'll take an extra couple of minutes at the quarter time. So he'll get an extended rest. And I can't imagine he'll come out in the fourth quarter.
Well, VIU back to man-to-man set here.
Bryson Cox trying to pick the pocket of Mastandrea. Now Johnson, 7 on the shot clock. 6 on the shot clock. They get Uswak. His shot is good. Uswak just his first points of the contest. And now Sullivan back the other way. Sullivan to Cox. Cox a step back three, no good. An air ball.
Well, Bryson's been a great scorer the last number of years. He's a three-point shooter. He's really struggling at that. I'm not sure that's the shot they wanted on that set.
Oh, and a call from the official saying that Arroyo touched it last. Good defense by Sullivan, not allowing Johnson to get to it. And that's a mistake by the Royals. 21.3 seconds to go. Third quarter. And the Mariners trying to buy a bucket here. As Cox has McKean fly by, then he gets into the paint, and he will go to the line. Good play by the veteran Cox. Knows his outside shot isn't there, tries to get inside, draws the harm. And that's on McKean.
Good fake. Yeah, you're right. Take it to the basket. Your shot hasn't been falling. Hey, get to the foul line. Knock a couple of down.
Still scoreless in this gold medal game is Bryson Cox. His first free throw he hits. And Cox's second free throw is on its way. He hits both. Exelinas will come in. Dorby will have a seat. There goes the height of the Mariners.
Oh, a little full court pressure here by VIU.
Diamond
Trapping.
press.
A little trap here. The inbound pass, and they're looking to trap.
McKean trying to find somebody, finds Johnson. Johnson couldn't quite find Uswak, who was wide open underneath. 6 seconds on the clock. Now 5. Sullivan with a good defensive play, picks his pocket, just throws up a prayer. It's not answered, not fouled either. And that's how the third quarter will turn out. The score, 58-43. The Douglas Royals still clinging to a lead in this gold medal match. We'll take a break, be back with the fourth quarter. It's the Royals and the Mariners, the gold medal match, the PACWEST Basketball Championship.
This is my very first costume. I made it for my very first convention. I realized that, oh gosh, I was like definitely shoved down that rabbit hole. Really, really fast and hard. I'm Julie Townsend and I make cosplay. I've been cosplaying for about 11 years. Started off small, and this is it. Then I got bigger and bigger, and then I wanted to make a new costume for every day of the convention, so I was making 3 costumes for the weekend, maybe more. Most challenging is this one. It was armor. It's definitely an art form, definitely an expression of who you are. There's always that new shiny new character that you want to see if you can make the costume from. It definitely goes down that rabbit hole hard and fast. And I don't really want to go back because it's too much fun. So much to do.
Welcome back to VIU. Here's some highlights of the third quarter. Usama Zaid did all the scoring for the Mariners other than 2 free throws from Bryson Cox. There's a 3. He has 17 now in the game, does Zaid.
Oh boy, they needed that, but they do need other people participating. Tyus Barfoot has just 4 points. First team all-conference player, scoring almost at a 14-a-game clip. He has to contribute more in this fourth period.
Mariners shot 33% in that third quarter. The Royals 57%. And here we go. The final quarter of the gold medal game. Sullivan. Zaid starting on the bench for the Mariners.
Yeah, where are they getting their offense right now? That's a tough shot.
Sullivan no good. Johnson with the board. Great defense by the Royals.
Well, you're right, Ryan. I don't think he's going to be on the bench much this quarter. I think it's a minute and a half, 2 max.
Here he comes. Inside. That's Uswick. He's trapped with 10 seconds on the shot clock. And he'll go up and throw it off the arm of Exelinas. So now he will depart. And Zaid comes back in. 58-43. Royals with the lead. They've led after every quarter, have the Royals. Castandria, a rookie. Johnson will jack a 3 and hit! 7 points for Johnson in the ball game.
Biggest lead of the game.
Barfoot. The Royals shot 80% from behind the arc in that third quarter. Sullivan will try to answer, and no good. At the top of the backboard, Campbell and Morris will come back in for the Royals.
Zaid wanted that ball reversed. That was a bit of a quick shot. They still need to swing the ball, still need to run their offense, but Douglas is making it very, very difficult for them.
61-43. Campbell, fifth-year veteran. Dorby going to check back in for VIU as Campbell slashes to the hoop and gets the roll.
You know he's going left. He's been in the league 5 years, and he still finishes with his left.
18 points.
Oh! There we go, bringing the house up a little here with that one.
19 points for Zaid in the contest. The loudest of his 19. Johnson back the other way. Cross court. McKean will try to save it.
Well, maybe this is the basket that gets them going. Good crossover with the tough finish. You don't see better than those in the NCAA when watching games on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe that's got the crowd in. Maybe it'll get VIU offensively going as well.
63-45. The ball ended up in the crowd on the far side of the court. Well, Barfoot will send it into Zaid. Barfoot at the top, finding Zaid. Zaid now double team, send it down, and Dorby mishandles it, gets it back. Dorby to the hoop, can't get that one to go. Tapped by McKean, and the Royals control. So physical under the hoop right now. Campbell will drive. Campbell, a little floater, and one!
Wow. You know, you just thought the momentum might have swung briefly there at VIU. Here's Campbell again. So tough, so strong.
Zaid and Dorby want an explanation. And now a timeout is called by VIU.
Well, we're getting close to desperate. It's 20 points with 8 minutes to go.
65-45. 20-point lead with Campbell looking to attempt a three-point play. The Mariners.
Well, you know, you said it, Ryan. Zaid's only one really that has scored the entire second half here. I know we're only a few minutes into this fourth period, but we've got to have some offensive help.
He is the only guy. Other than 2 free throws from Bryson Cox in the third quarter, Zaid has done everything for VIU. But credit the Royals defense. There's the slam by Zaid. The Royals just continue to come back and hammer away. They're working it inside, but their outside shot has really been the thorn in the side for VIU. They haven't been able to stop the three-pointer.
A team that scores 90 a game right now has 45. We're 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Great defensive game so far by Douglas. Hey, for their seniors, they just need 8 more minutes and they will have one of the bigger upsets maybe in the country this year.
8 three-pointers by the Royals in this contest. And here come the Mariners. And Campbell looking for a three-point play here. Campbell's going to have to deal with VIU Nation as well. His three-point play is good. 21 points for Grant Campbell. Now Zaid hustling back the other way. Hands it here to Cox. Back to Barfoot. Trying to work a spot for Zaid. Now back to Cox. His jumper is no good.
Well,
body's on the floor.
Great touch. And if he can get it going a little bit, help Zaid offensively. Maybe get VIU back into this game.
Campbell. McKean trying to answer. There's Morris in the high slot. That's Johnson for three. No good. Uswak with an offensive board. Kicks it to McKean. McKean watches Zaid fly by. His three is no good. Offensive, no defensive rebound by Christensen. Zaid will try a three. No good. And a board by Uswak.
He hit a couple, but maybe in transition, you still like him to take it to the basket.
Just not being patient enough either. Campbell. McKean. As Morris flashes to the high post, he has it now. Morris with Cox all over him. 5 on the shot clock. Loses the handle. Barfoot will control. Good stop by the Mariners defensively. Johnson all over Zaid right now. Zaid will have it. Zaid got Johnson on him. Zaid crisscrossing. Little push off, no call. And a foul looks like on Johnson. Now Getz and
there's a good tough battle out here, and maybe the reach around there. Yeah, got it. Anytime that just looks bad, referees have called that.
Uswak and McKean will sit down. And Christensen will try to get it into somebody with 6:31 remaining in this gold medal game. And the referees finally will give the ball to Christensen, and they get it into Barfoot. Mastandrea on him. Now Mastandrea on Zaid. 9 on the shot clock. Zaid for three, no good. Zaid gets his own rebound right to the hoop. Zaid will get to the line.
Such a tough rebounder. You know, he's a tough player, but I'm not sure they're getting the shots they want off their offense. Still, though, he gets the offensive rebound. Again, takes the shot, hustles in, takes it to the basket.
Well, the reason they're not getting the shots they want is because the defense of the Royals.
Yeah, it's been outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due, and the Royals have held down this Mariners offense thus far. As Zaid hits both.
And I think VIU's going to continue this pressure. A little 2-2-1, full court. Now you got a veteran team. You figure they're used to handling this.
Got to get it across. And they do, and Getz will throw it away. Try to go off Dorby. And the referee says no. So good pressure by the Mariners.
Well, right here, you see he's trying to throw it off, but they say maybe he stepped and he missed him. He missed him.
There comes Zaid. Cox to Barfoot. Christensen down to Zaid. Zaid for three. Zaid can't get it to go. Mastandrea with the board. And here comes Johnson and the Royals. Get the ball in Campbell's hand. Campbell, cross court. Mastandrea, that's a tough catch there. Morris on the baseline, cross court. Campbell, 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. He'll drive. A foul underneath. Campbell misses the shot. And we'll see who got him with the body.
Well, they much were assertive that offensive set. Swung the ball from side to side. And again, Campbell has it, takes it baseline hard. Got fouled right there.
Barfoot got him with the body, his third. Campbell to the line, his first free throw is good.
Going through the seniors players. 5:37 for their first chance to go to the Nationals.
23 for Campbell in the contest. Here's Zaid now. Cross court, intercepted by Getz. Played that perfectly, trying to get it into Dorby. Now Johnson back the other way. Mastandrea, cross court, Campbell. 15 on the shot clock. Christensen almost picked his pocket. Getz 10, he doesn't have a dribble. Gets it to Morris. Morris working on Barfoot. Morris's hook! Rims out, but he'll go to the line. Barfoot picks up his 4th foul.
That's a tough foul. I think what they're saying there is Morris had the ball down the low post, and it looks like they got Barfoot down low with a little push. Ever so slight, but knocked him off balance a little.
First free throw is good for Morris. That's his 12th point. Second shot for Morris is good as well. So 13 points for Morris and a timeout taken by VIU. They have just 1 remaining with 5:10 to go in this 4th quarter. The lead remains 20 for the Royals, 70-50. USWAC is going to check back in for the Royals as well.
Well, we've talked about it. They've had, you know, you were right, Ryan. Their defensive stance tonight, Douglas, has been outstanding. When they beat VIU early in the year, they held them to 58 points. And they're on course to hold them to something like that tonight. They've been very good. They've really, the second half has just been one player that's done any damage to them.
You're right. Zaid and Cox has got a 3-pointer and 2 free throws. Other than that, it's been Usama Zaid. Now, he caught fire in that 3rd quarter. He's got 4 points in this 4th quarter. But I'm sure Coach Kuzminski is getting a little frustrated with players not being able to sink it. But again, full credit to the Douglas defense, as they have played an outstanding game, and they have another 5 minutes to do so.
Well, for these players, it's been 10 years since Douglas went to the Nationals. These guys have never been to the Nationals. They're just hoping that 5 minutes and 10 seconds goes by faster than probably it will.
No doubt about that. And here come the Mariners, looking to cut into this lead. Zaid will bring it across. Gets it to Cox. He'll try a fire 3 off the mark. And Uswick with a big rebound with 2 guys on him. And Johnson will bring it up. Getz is going to be whistled for a foul away from the ball, as he set a pretty tough screen on Bryson Cox. And that's a foul away and from the ball, and that's his 4th.
Yeah, really unnecessary. It did. Now, you know what? Sometimes those look worse. The appearance of him looks worse than the referees call it, but he didn't look like he moved much there on that screen.
That's a weak call. And now a whistle. Not sure what the call is here from the official.
I think they want the shot clock reset.
To 22, you're right. 4:48 to go. Barfoot gets it into Cox. Cox to the baseline. Finds Zaid. Zaid under control but can't get the shot to go. Loose ball, and Christensen will pick it up. Now Cox again. He'll drive. Cox gets it to go. 5 points in the quarter for Bryson Cox. Campbell will bring it across the line. Westandria will get it to Johnson. Right back to him. Campbell, drive baseline inside. And that one will not roll in for Reese Morris, but he will go back to the free throw line, where he's been very good.
Douglas doing a really good job reversing the ball, seeing the seams, and attacking. You see right here, you got sucking in the defender, looking for us. Yes, and he's fouled. And Douglas, a veteran team. They should have seen every type of defense in their 5 years, so that nothing's really going to surprise them at this point.
McKean back into the ball game for Douglas. Sullivan and Fail back in for VIU. First one good for Morris. Second free throw from Reese is in there as well. 15 points in the game for Reese Morris. And Zaid will hand it here to Fail. Now to Barfoot. Cox. Cox will drive on Campbell. And Campbell, if that's him, that's 4 fouls on Grant Campbell.
You know, Douglas could ill afford, even with a 20-point game, they can ill afford to lose him. He is their primary ball handler. Great move by Cox here, a little behind the back action.
They whistle it on Johnson. He now has 3 fouls. 4:07 to go.
Yeah, call
Bryson
that
Cox.
That's a break for Douglas there.
That is. Cox gets the first one to go. second one still to come. Second free throw is good as well.
Now VIU's going to come a little more full court pressure. See if they're going to trap rather than sit in a 2-2-1.
They get it to Johnson. Here comes the double team. Johnson trying to dribble out of it. Gets it to McKean, who gets it across. 3-on-2. And Morris can't handle the pass at his feet. That's a missed opportunity for the Royals.
Absolutely. And that's what you want to do in the defense. You want to speed it up, get them in a situation where they turn the ball over. They got to have extra possessions.
Sullivan will finally pick it up. And here he comes. Kicks it back to Cox. Cox from downtown.
Oh.
And he hits.
Well, somebody's answered the call. It's been Bryson Cox.
McKean will get it up to Campbell, who will get it across the line. Campbell drives to the hoop, pitches it off to Morris. Uswak can't get it to go. Still on the floor. And he picked up here by Barfoot. And Morris a steal from behind.
Wow, great hustle by the forward Morris there to get that ball back. You thought, well, yeah, you had a turnover, had a chance.
Campbell a jumper, no good. Offensive rebound tapped out by Reese Morris. And they give to Johnson. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now to Campbell. 7 on the shot clock. Morris from the free throw line, and it rolls out. And Barfoot with the rebound.
Oh, Matt Kosminski yelling them to go, go, go. There's just 3 minutes left in this game.
Campbell fortunately didn't bump Zaid to get a whistle there. Zaid with a hesitation, but McKean got him with the body.
Well, one thing that draws is the 5th foul. Every foul now is going to be a bonus situation.
Bonus for both teams. Getz will come in. Christensen will come in as well, as Barfoot will have a breath, as will Yazwick. Yazwick was very, very good. And now Zaid to the line. 72-57, 2:56 to go. Now the officials talking it over. That's the second, by the way, on McKean. Zaid's shot is good. Usama Zaid. His second free throw good as well. Now again, the full court pressure by the Mariners. They get it to Johnson in the corner. Johnson up here to Getz. Getz will pick it up and get it to McKean. Dangerous pass. Johnson has it. Now Campbell. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Cross court. McKean can't leave him open. Johnson. He will drive. Johnson, little floater. Can't get that to go back iron. Christensen with the board, and here comes Cox. Cox will fire a 3 and no good. And this will go out of bounds. Royal shooters have gotten a little bit cold now. With 2:29 to go. That full court pressure is ruining their rhythm, their routine, to bring the ball up.
Tough place to throw it in from the corner at that point.
Johnson, a spin. He's got to get rid of it. He does. Now Campbell will bring it up. As Morris streaking to the hoop. Morris gets 3 guys up. No call. And
wow.
Cox will bring it up.
Holy
now
cow.
Zaid. Sullivan. Bryson Cox for 3. And it's in and out. And Getz with a huge board. And McKean up to Johnson. Johnson, 2 minutes to go, 4th quarter. Campbell. In the corner for Getz. Getz has lost his dribble. Campbell to the hoop. Finds Reese Morris, who will drop it in.
Great dish by Campbell there.
And a substitution for Barfoot wants to come in. And Christensen. You can see the Mariner players getting very frustrated and not playing as one team. Hands on their hips, looking at each other, trying to find answers as Morris will depart.
Well, they might be as shocked as everybody in this building. A 17-1 team. Yes, they had the one loss to Douglas, but they dominated the league. Rarely were behind in any game this season. This has got to be a big surprise. We just got 147. They got to hit some shots here, and they got to get some turnovers.
Sometimes that's an issue. If you haven't played from behind, you don't know how to play from behind.
Absolutely.
Sullivan will hand it here to Zaid. Zaid will launch a 3. No good, off the mark. Tipped out. McKean McKean on a breakaway. McKean will miss and fail. Will bring it right back the other direction. Solomon stole a pass out of the hands of Cox. He was wide open, setting up for a three-pointer. And Coach Joe wants the Royals to slow down. Campbell is pushed by Barfoot, and that'll be his fifth, and he's gone.
Oh, this is a frustrating night. And this is the player that ties Barfoot. He had to, again, he played 1 year at UVic, first team all-conference here, and outstanding. He's going to be a great player here, no doubt. But tonight wasn't one of his great nights, and he's going to have other chances, but it's been a team effort. Other than Zaid, and he's even had to struggle in Fox the second half, VIU's had a tough time.
Campbell hits. Campbell's second free throw is in and out.
Wow,
Douglas Uswak with an offensive rebound. Now McKean on the corner. McKean 7 on the shot clock. McKean gets it to Johnson. Johnson will have to heave up a shot at the shot clock buzzer off the back of the rim. Gets with an offensive rebound but can't get it to go. And here's Zaid up to Fail. Fail will jack a three. No good. And Johnson with a rebound to Campbell. Under a minute to play. Johnson will get hacked here.
Well, you can see it. This is the upset. The third seed, Douglas College Royals, beating VIU in their gym. Unless, the up a 16-point run is coming in the last 47 seconds.
It ain't over till it's over. Johnson's shot is good. Right back the other way, Sullivan. Sullivan will jack a three. He misses. Reese Morris with the board, and Campbell will bring it up. 37 seconds to go. Gets it to Morris. Morris to McKean. 32 seconds. 15 on the shot clock for Ethan. Gets it to Morris. Campbell will hold. 7 seconds on the shot clock. 4 seconds. They'll take the shot clock violation with the Royals. With 14.4 seconds to go, the third-seeded Douglas Royals are going to win their first PACWEST Championship since 2008, and they will represent the PACWEST at the CCAA National Championship as Zaid fires a three. It's in and out. McKean will grab it, and the final buzzer will sound 76-59. The Douglas Royals let the celebration begin. Here comes the women's team as well.
What a great victory. They played an outstanding game. They deserved this game. They were the better team tonight from start to finish.
Again, playing from behind, not accustomed to doing that. And the Royals were accustomed to it. The Mariners, not so much. They looked lost. They couldn't hit shots. Nobody wanted to take shots other than getting the ball into Zaid's hands. Yes, he produced, but only one guy. It takes 5 to win, and the Royals show that the team game will win every time over a solo performance.
And I think we emphasized this at the beginning. Veterans. Veteran leadership, veteran understanding, veterans poise. They've been in this situation, not that VIU had, but also a little desperation. This is their last chance, and they get to reward their 5th year. They get to go to nationals. What a crowning achievement for their players in their 5th year.
Two teams will shake hands, and we'll get some highlights.
So here we have Campbell doing it inside-outside. Cameron Johnson, excuse me. Tough taking it to the basket. Once again, Campbell showing his leadership. McKean hitting a couple deep threes. Zaid taking it to the basket, what he needed to do more of tonight, maybe. But it had to be more than just him, and unfortunately, other than Dorby first half, Cox in the second half, mainly the fourth quarter, it was just Usama Zaid with the offensive output for VIU. And they held a team that averaged 90 points to 59. An outstanding effort by Douglas College tonight. They're fully deserved for this victory in the conference championship.
We haven't got any final stats to pass along quite yet as we're waiting for the printout. But they'll name the player of the game and then the tournament all-stars and the MVP, which has got to be Grant Campbell. Up the Royals. A few more shots here from Bryson Cox there.
Oh, I feel bad for Bryson. This is it for him. He went out hard. He took some big shots in the second half. Tried to get VIU back in the game, hitting some deep threes. You know, 5-year performer, local kid who did extremely well. Has been to the Nationals a couple times. Was hoping to get back for his 5th year. And unfortunately, here's Douglas. And they get to celebrate for the first time in 10 years for the school, first time for these players. And that's what they get.
The trophy. The PACWEST trophy. As I don't think they're allowed to bring it to Nationals, but that'll sit nicely in that Royals trophy case back in Douglas. And keep in mind, this is a Royals team that played 3 games in 3 days. Beat Langara, beat beat Langara yesterday. Beat Quest on the opening night on Thursday. And here they beat that team right there, the number 1 team, 17-1 during the regular season. Zaid is named player of the game. No doubt about that. As Zaid collects 23 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. And no doubt about this, Campbell, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and he's the player of the game.
Well, it really stands out as the shooting. VIU is just 32% from the floor. Really indicative of, of Douglas's commitment to the defensive end tonight. I mean, Usama had 23 points, but it took him 26 shots to get that.
His team, the Douglas team, chanting MVP for Grant Campbell, and don't be surprised if in about 10 seconds from now he's named the MVP of the tournament.
There'd be no surprise there.
Here are the All-Stars. Cameron Johnson named a tournament All-Star. Reese Morris named an All-Star as well.
Very effective player down low. 17 points tonight.
Ravi Basra from the Langara Falcons named an All-Star. Doherty for the VIU Mariners.
Well, one of the things I think Douglas did in the second half is really limited his touches.
Zaid an All-Star. That's a no-brainer. How about Reese Morris? Played the majority of the game with 3 fouls and was very effective.
Yeah, he picked those up in the first half, and you wondered, was that going to be a determining factor in hurting Douglas down the road? But a veteran player, knowing how to play with 3 fouls.
They're the tournament All-Stars, minus Ravi Basra of the Langara Falcons. They're on a ferry right now, heading back to Langara. Tournament MVP. Campbell.
Well, that's an obvious choice. He was the floor leader. 34 minutes tonight, he had 24 points, 9 for 16 shooting, dishing out 5 assists. Outstanding effort, really. He was the straw that stirred the drink for Douglas.
Yeah. Royal shot 43% from the field. The Mariners shot 32, only 12% from behind the arc. Zaid was 1 of 12 from the three-point land, 3 of 25 altogether.
Yeah, you're talking a team that has shot in the mid-30s from the 3 to go shoot like that tonight. But again, we've talked about it. Full credit for Douglas because they've seen him, they played him, they scouted, they know what they can do, and they took away what they like to do.
And there's the silver medals being given to the VIU Mariners, getting it on their home floor.
Well, not the color they wanted. And unfortunately, just the way it goes on previous national championships, with BC teams doing well, VIU might be going to the national championship and having a chance. Going back 24 years when VIU won the national championship, they were in this situation. They lost to Douglas in the BC final. then beat Douglas by 30 in the national final. But unfortunately, the previous year's performance by the BC teams meant that only one team was going, and that's Douglas.
Sadly, that is the VIU Mariners, who have been there the last 3 years and have not fared very well, sadly. So they are not reaping their rewards.
No, there you go. And in some cases, this maybe is fair. You know, if you don't perform as what you had hoped, and the teams in your conference don't perform, you might only get that one bid.
As they give now the coaching staff their silver medal, and then they will hand out the gold medals to the Douglas Royals. And I think that's where we should step aside. You can watch the pictures of the Royals getting their gold medals, and then the trophy presentation to the Douglas Royals, the first time since 2008. Coach Joe Evelton, I sat with him for about 10 minutes of that semifinal yesterday between VIU and Camosun. And VIU jumped all in front of Camosun. He said, you know what? I think it's time to go now. We've seen all that we need to see. And Grant Campbell and hugging girlfriend, perhaps?
Well, 5 years, and you haven't been to something, and you know, some players never get to that national championship. You work as hard as you do, and finally in your 5th year we're rewarded. Those are tears of joy right now.
And Brian McLennan, who is the athletic director of Douglas, he will hand out the gold medals. Well, again, it was defense.
Yep.
The defense of the Royals really put a stop to this high-powered Mariner offense. Frustrated them, made them play from behind, and then they just couldn't hit shots. Only 2 scorers the entire second half for the Mariners, Cox and Zaid.
Well,
that's it.
That's something. Douglas, as told me by one of the assistants, the venerable Mark Simpson, longtime coach of high school basketball in BC and a former coach, Hall of Fame coach of VIU, that Douglas was extremely physical. This was going to be a very tight game. You know, I think he was under no illusions last night's game, a 30-point victory, that wasn't going to be replayed tonight.
No. There was no run for the Mariners either. You felt like, okay, now they're going to go for a run. Now Zaid will get hot, which he did. But other than him, there was no one else to help him.
Any run they did have to get it, you know, to 5 or 6 points, Douglas immediately responded. And you know, early in that third period, when they took it to a 10, 12-point game, you could see a little bit of desperation creep into VIU, taking shots, and really then only having, as you mentioned, 2 players doing any of the scoring.
Only one piece of business to do, and that is to hand the trophy over to the Douglas Royals, who win this gold medal game and go back to the Nationals for the first time in 10 years. 76-59. On behalf of our entire crew here, Brian Lennox, my name is Ryan Waters. Thank you so much for watching. Congratulations again to the Douglas Royals, the 2018 PACWEST Men's Champions, and they are headed to the Nationals. So long from Nanaimo.